Hey everyone, welcome into June. It's a very exciting month this month as we're getting ready to start our barley harvest. Wheat will be next month, and we've got plenty of vegetables to get sold. We have 10 new baby goats here on the farm, and our cows and chickens are all doing very, very good. So, very happy with where we're at. We're going to go ahead and get this sold off and jump straight into feeding our animals next. And we'll go ahead and get backed into the farmer's market here. And get all this sold off. So that was a very, very good payday there. And we're up to 109,673 euros. That is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to run back to the home place. We have some cattle to get fed. And our chickens are getting very low on feed, but we're out of wheat in the silo. So we're going to have to put some of the barley that we harvest today into the chicken pen. All right, we got our feed wagon all loaded up here. Did a better job this time getting all of the hay in the wagon. So we're sitting at exactly a 60-40 mix, 60% hay, 40% silage. And I'm pretty happy with it. Now, we are out of hay down on our little pad there, so we will have to split some bales open this month, but we're going to worry about that after we get harvest done. All right, we will go ahead and get these guys topped off here. Everybody is doing absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait until we get some baby cows here on the farm. All right, and we are ready to start our harvest. So we'll go ahead and get this combine fired up, get the header drop down, and I can't wait to see how much barley we end up with off this field and our small field. This is going to be very, very exciting. So far, the Kloss 208 is running absolutely fantastic. Now, it is absolutely filthy. That is something I have yet to pick up for the farm, is a power washer. We desperately need one, but for now, it's just going to have to stay dirty. But I got our straw swath enabled. That way we can make straw bales when we're done combining here. And I'm going to make as many straw bales as I can this year because we need a lot of money. We're sitting at 109,000 euros. But honestly, I think we need about 500,000 euros in order to really properly get this winery going. So it's going to be a bit tight trying to plant grapes and buy all the equipment we need for the grapes, plus build a winery all here in this next year. So it's going to be interesting. So far, our yield is doing quite well. Now, something I've noticed, it seems precision farming, the soil type matters more than your fertilizer or lime. That's what really gives you any kind of yield. And I haven't noticed much of a yield bump, to be honest. It's pretty disappointing. But I'm going to go ahead and hammer this field out, and I will catch up to you guys when we get our first Fiat truckload here. All right, and we have our first truckload of barley. Very exciting. Now we're going to stop at the chicken coop, get it full of barley first, make sure that they're not going to run out of feed, and then we'll put the rest of it into the silo, and every bit of it after that will go into our silo for storage so we can make sure that we get the best possible price when we go to sell. But this is very, very exciting. We made it about 1.5 passes around the field and filled up, so we're getting a pretty good yield through some of it. Part of our field is definitely not yielding great, but part of it is, so that part's exciting at least. All right, we'll go ahead and get these chickens topped off, and they are doing absolutely fantastic, producing quite a few eggs. Definitely more than what I expected. Now, I do kind of wish that their pen held more feed, but, it is what it is. It's okay. And this is the first load going into our silo for our year 2 harvest. And this is load number 2 going in the silo. And this is load number 3. And this is load number 4. And this is load number 5. And this is load number 6. And this is load number 7. It's a bit short, but it is the last of that big barley field. So I've already got the combine moved up into our small barley field, and it is rolling. I went ahead and hired a worker to combine that field for me while I just, kind of cart here with the Fiat. And everything has gone really, really well. Except we're starting to run really low on fuel for everything, and our fuel barrel is empty, so we are going to have to spend some money this month and get that fuel barrel filled up. But all in all, I'm very, very happy with where everything is at. That was a pretty good harvest, if I do say so myself. And we're gonna go ahead and finish up that little field. Then it's time to move on to baling some stock bales, or straw bales, I guess. Got to get used to saying straw again. All right, and this is our first load off of our small field. I don't think we're going to get 2 full loads, but we're going to get pretty close to 2 full loads off of it. So this will give us like close to 9 full loads of barley. So that's really, really exciting. All right, and this is the last 8,500 liters that we got off that small field, and it is done being harvested. So our barley harvest went off without a hitch. Everything went absolutely fantastic. I am super, super happy with where we're at. So we have 124,907 liters of barley. That is absolutely fantastic. This is going to be a great sale here in December, getting all this barley sold off, and we still have wheat we need to combine. We need to bale up all of our straw bales yet, and we will have hay that we're going to sell this year. So we're definitely moving in the right direction. Things are going absolutely fantastic, and I'm super excited to have the chance to go ahead and switch over to grapes next year. I think we're going to make enough money, and even if we don't, I'm switching over to grapes anyway. So we're going to go ahead and get all of our straw baled up next, and get it all picked up and put into our bale storage. All right, we have our bale counter reset. We'll get this fired up, get it dropped down, and we can get into baling all of this straw. I have no idea how many bales we're going to get, but between this and the small field, we should get quite a few. I'm hoping, somewhere around 30 would be, fantastic. Not sure if we'll get there, but I'm really hoping we will. So I'll hammer this out, and I'll catch up with you guys when I get this all baled up. And we're coming up on the end of getting all the straw baled up here. And we didn't quite have enough for one last bale. Go ahead and push the last one out, and we ended up with 45 bales. That's absolutely incredible. Can't believe we got that many. I was hoping for 30. So yeah, getting 45 is absolutely fantastic. We're about out of fuel because we are running low on fuel and everything. I have not refilled our fuel barrel yet, but I will here very shortly. Now we're going to go ahead and get all of these bales picked up, and that'll probably be it for the month of June. So I will see you guys in July when we're ready to harvest our wheat. Welcome into July, everyone. It's a very, very good month. It's nice and warm. Our vegetables produce pretty good, not great, definitely not our best production out of our greenhouses. But I did go ahead and fire up our dairy last month and put the goat milk in it. So that's very exciting. We don't have enough product out of it yet to sell, but we should have plenty next month. So that's, going to be absolutely fantastic. We are ready to combine our wheat this month. We have grass that needs to be mowed down and turned into hay. And boy, do we have a busy month. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it here. Go ahead and get all these vegetables hauled down to our farmer's market. And then we need to feed our cattle. And then we can go ahead and jump straight into our harvest after that. All right, we'll get back in here to the farmer's market and get all this sold off. We made 8,782 euros with a 747 euro bonus, or environmental bonus, so that's fantastic. So we're up to 106,000. Not too bad. I did spend a little bit of money last month buying seed for our greenhouses, but thankfully that wasn't too expensive. And I was hoping when I put the manure in them that, production would go up, and it hasn't. However, I'm using far less fertilizer now that we're using manure. So there is a small benefit to using the manure. It doesn't cost us any money other than basically our goats. They're providing the vast majority of the manure at the moment. And there's really no cost in our goats. So that's fantastic. Now we're going to go ahead and get our cattle fed. And as you can see, I did not get any of our stock bales picked up last month. I ended up worrying about that dairy and completely forgot about the stock bales. Not a big deal. We can get all of those picked up when we bale up our wheat field after we're done harvesting it today. So not too big of a deal at all. All right, so we're getting our cattle topped off with the TMR, and then once this is done, we can jump straight into combining. All right, and we are officially ready to dive into the wheat field. Very excited, and we are going to drop a straw swath. That way we can bale up all the straw when we're done doing the harvest, and have as many straw bales as we possibly can to get sold this year. Now, we're not going to have very many hay bales, which does kind of suck, but at least we're going to have plenty of straw bales to sell this year. So I will catch up to you guys when we get our first truckload here. And we have our first truckload of wheat coming off this field. We didn't quite make 2 full rounds around the field. Pretty close to it though, and everything's running absolutely perfect. All right, and this is load number 2, and this is load number 3, and this is load number 4, and this is load number 5. And this is load number 6. It's a bit short, only 8,300 liters, but our wheat field is done, so we are officially done with our harvest. I'm very, very excited for that. Harvest went very, very well. And once this is done dumping, we're going to go ahead and hook up to the mower, get all of our grass mowed, get it all tedded, raked, and ready to be baled, and then we will hook up to the baler, start baling our wheat field, get the last of our straw baled up, and then we'll finish up baling our hay. So for our harvest, we ended up with 124,907 liters of barley and 83,262 liters of wheat. I am super excited about that. Very, very happy with that harvest. So we will go ahead and jump straight into our mowing next. All right, we got all of our grass mowed, tedded, and raked, and we are ready to start baling. We got a lot of bales to make here, and we're going to get right to it. So we'll get this thing fired up, get it dropped down. And I did make one pass around the outside of this field already because grass mixing with straw is never good. And you're going to see one bale that ended up being grass because it got a whole 20 liters of grass in it instead of straw. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and hammer this out, and I will catch up to you guys when we get her finished. All right, we ended up with 71 straw bales and 17 hay bales. Really, really happy with where we're at with that. Now I'm going to go ahead and actually get all of those bales picked up. And once they're picked up, we got some planting we need to get done. But that is going to be in the next one, so if you guys like what you're seeing, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode.